The problem is that there is this battle, there are people that are not moving up their account. The accounts are not ordered by stake. 7 million dots are currently bonded in pools.
It's like playing a race with 22,500 people, and you need to make sure that you are always in that position.
You can see from big, very, very big bags is that you cannot participate to governance. 500 dots in order to earn rewards.
Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Claudio and this is Crypto. I'm joined by Filippo from the Web3 Foundation. Once again, he's the technical educator. You've probably seen him in the latest interview that I've done with him. It was a really good interview. We got a lot of people watching and a lot of activity on that interview. So thank you, Filippo, for taking the time to join. Again, this time he's joined to talk about how to stake DOT using the staking dashboard, but also how to nominate and delegate as well. So for example, if you don't hold enough DOT, then you can nominate to a number of pools, which is going to show you how to do, but also how to delegate your DOT or kusama if you don't have time to vote in governance, but you are happy to delegate to somebody you trust so that they can vote on your behalf. So he's going to talk about all of that. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a deep dive session. So Filippo, thank you for taking the time to join. Are you excited about the upcoming unlock?
It's okay, this thing happens. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens, and happy to be here and introduce a little bit more this deep dive about how to stake using the Polkadot staking dashboard and the JS tooling. So yeah, I'm excited to do this. Let's do it. Okay, so here we are on the Polkadot JS user interface. This is supposed to be not necessarily only a wallet. This is for power user and developers. It allows you to have full access to the whole functionality of the Polkadot blockchain. So here you can see your accounts. For example, in this, where I'm under the account tab, I can see some accounts that I have. Then you can see more specific about the network, about staking, the parachain. You can see about governance. You have the developer tab for more advanced stuff. So in here, we will specifically concentrate right now on the accounts tab. As I said, we have these two accounts. We are currently connected to the Kusama Relay chain, and exactly the same that I'm doing right now will apply to Polkadot. If you want to connect to Polkadot, you just go here and you click on Polkadot, and here you can connect to Polkadot. You have different RPC nodes. You also have this line experimental functionality. But yeah, here you connect basically to the relay chains and the respective parachain here. Right now, we are connected to Kusama. If I want to change RPC node, then I just click on switch. Here I'm on this parity RPC, and of course, it's grayed out because I'm already connected. But yeah, the idea is exactly that. Okay, so staking. To stake, I would recommend not to do it through the Polkadot JS. Here we have this accounts tab open just to verify the balance. But we go to the Polkadot staking dashboard. Here, staking.polkadot.network. And this is the dashboard. Also here is the similar concept of the JS user interface, where we are connected to Kusama in here, but we can also connect to Polkadot and to Western, which is the testnet. So we are connected to Kusama, and we need to log in with an account. We go on the top right corner here under account, we click, and at the beginning, this tab will show up, and we can import accounts using different things. We can import an account from Polkadot Vault, from Ledger, and from the Polkadot JS extension. That is the one that we are using right now. You can see here it's already connected. If it is the first time that you're connecting to it, then basically it will ask to the extension if you allow this the staking dashboard to access the accounts in the extension. So there will be an extra step about that. And you can also connect through Talismans, Wallet, Encrypt, Polkadot, Fearless Wallet, and Wallet Connect. But as
And
I
also
said, we will
Nova
use
Wallet if you're using the mobile phone.
right. Yes, I mean, yeah. If you're using Nova Wallet under the, I think the browser section, you have different application that you can use, and you can log in with an account that you have imported on Nova Wallet. So yeah, you can actually access this staking dashboard through the with your mobile. Okay, we connected the Polkadot JS extension, and in here it will show up the accounts that we have in the extension. And in this case, we use the stash tutorial account. You can see we have three KSM, and we log in. At the beginning, we can see that we are not active in anything. So usually here there should be a badge with written active if you are actively nominating in a nomination pool or if you are a solo nominator. And I will not go too much in depth about all these metrics that you can see here on the staking dashboard. There are like dedicated tutorial in the technical explainer video that I did that is walking through the dashboard. This specific video will be about how to stake as a nominator and how to stake by joining a nomination pool. The easiest thing is to join a pool. So we click on pools and we click here on join. And here we have a list of pools. Here, for simplicity, I just choose the first one here. But if you know, like a pool creator that has its own pool, and you can choose different pools, right? You can and every pool has an ID. You can see here the pool ID is 148 for this pool here, and you can see more information about the pool members. For example, here we have two pool members, and we can see that is actively nominating with 19 KSM tokens. You can also choose here. You have different filters. You can have all the pools, only the active pools. Then you can see the pool that are destroying. And here, the most important thing, we need to choose active pools. So these are pools that are currently actively nominate. I mean, they are active nominators, and they are paying rewards to the members. So we basically click on join, and in here, we can specify how many KSM we want to bond in this pool. And we specify the amount, 0.1. Note how the pool is basically telling you a bit of information about what you're typing. For example, if I put 0 now, of course, it will tell me that the amount is too small. And it also tells me that the amount must be at least this amount in KSM. So it's very helpful. In here, we are just bonding 0.1 KSM. And this enable permissionless claiming is an interesting feature because if you are a pool member, your funds will be in the pool account. And the pool account is a system account. Nobody can access it. Only the system logic can, right? So it's basically an account that has all these funds of the pool. Depending on how much I put in the pool, my rewards will pile up, right? So
Yeah.
they will not be automatically sent to my own account. They will pile up, and I have to claim these rewards. So it's important that to know this step when you are in a pool, because you need to claim your rewards if you want to increase your bond, for example, or if you want to have these rewards as a free balance. Otherwise, these rewards will accumulate, will be sitting there doing nothing, right? So
Yeah.
this enable permissionless claiming will enable any account to compound your rewards or to withdraw your rewards as a free balance or both on your behalf, right? If I do this, and I choose allow all, any account will be able to claim my rewards. And it's not something that is weird. It's not something that is not secure, right? The only thing that this account can do on my behalf will be to take these rewards and send them to my account as a free balance, or take these rewards and put them to stake together with my other funds in the pool, right?
Yeah.
This is the only thing that they can do. It's quite interesting because it's more a hands-off experience for pool members, right? Because maybe a pool member doesn't remember anymore, how to
Yeah.
claim rewards after some time. So it's kind of a nice feature where
Yeah.
maybe there is some relationship with another account, and you tell, oh, look, you are more expert than me, you are more like involved.
Yeah.
So every month, just please claim my rewards on my behalf. I just put enable permissionless claiming, and then you will be able to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's
But
kind of
even
a
the pool
nice
owner
feature.
can do that as well, right?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So here, just we click submit.
Yeah, I
So
got it.
the Polkadot extension will ask me for to sign this transaction, and in order to sign, we need to put the password for this account. And so here I sign the transaction.
Filippo 123.
Done. Basically, we are now actively staking, and we are a member of pool ID 148.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we can see it there, and we can see we've got unclaimed rewards, which we can manage.
Exactly. So here, of course, there is nothing to claim right now, but with time, there will be a button like this here
Yeah.
where you can decide to compound or withdraw your balance. There will be two
Let's
buttons, right?
let's talk about the era. So how long do we have to wait before we'll see any rewards?
So on Polkadot, you will need to wait 24 hours.
It's the same as with the validators. It's the same as if you directly nominate to a validator, right? Without the pool.
It should be, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
But anyway, I mean, at the end of the day, you will have some rewards that you can claim, or you can claim and compound. So basically, the rewards will go and pile up with this zero point 0.1. So this will increase, right? Or it will send as a free balance, and it will not be bonded, but they will be free, and then you can choose what to do. So this is the idea. Yeah, this is one way of staking. This is native staking on the Polkadot relay chain. The problem of nominating as a solo nominator, not here that you can see that now we are actively in a pool. We are actively staking. So the pool, the main idea is that you can participate to staking with a lower amount,
yeah,
because the problem of nominating solo, so nominating yourself, involves more funds,
yeah.
and this is a higher entry barrier. So, for example, right now on Polkadot, if you have less than 500 dot, forget it. I mean, I
509.7 or something like that, or 509.8,
yeah,
because I recently
uh,
had to help somebody do it. But I have a question about the pools. So can you nominate to say multiple pools as well? Like if you want to have 10 different, delegate to 10 different pools, can you do that?
you cannot. It's just one pool at a time. If you want to switch pool, unfortunately, right now you need to leave the pool, wait the unbonding period, right,
Yeah.
and then join another pool. This is the only
Disadvantage.
way. Yeah, it's a disadvantage. Why? I mean, I think there are more advantages when you think about this minimum active bond, that you need to have like 500 dot in order to earn rewards.
Yeah.
That's a lot. It's still a lot of funds. So the nomination pool allows you to overcome this big barrier, but
Yeah.
there are like some compromise that you need to understand, is that exactly, like, if you are in a pool and you want to change the pool, there is no way to change the pool like that.
Yeah.
You need to unbond. You need to leave the pool, wait the 28 days on Polkadot, and the 7 days on kusama, and then basically change. go and become a member of another pool, right?
Yeah, yeah,
The other
yeah.
disadvantage is that
Or nominate directly to a validator if you have more dot.
exactly, we will see this, in a bit. The other big disadvantage, in my opinion, of being a pool member is that you cannot participate to governance.
Yeah,
So the dot token has a lot of functions in the ecosystem, and just staking. I mean, it's all right, but it would be nice if you can stake and you can also use your token to participate in governance. And
yeah.
you cannot do this right now using the pool,
Do you
right?
know if there
You,
is a
you
planned upgrade for this to be included as a feature?
I believe yes. I believe there will be this feature enabled in the future. Also because I mean, nomination pool now have quite a lot of there's quite a lot of funds. I can see here. I mean, these are currently staked. 7 million dots are currently bonded in pools. That's quite a lot of funds, and these
Yeah,
are all funds that are not participating in governance. It should be. It's a little bit. It's a pity. So yeah, this is the other like disadvantage of being a pool member. You cannot vote right now. So going back to Kusama, we just saw how easy it is to become a pool member. It's basically like a couple of clicks. You need to remember to claim or somebody else to claim the rewards on your behalf. Now we will see how to nominate, and we need to understand that nominating implies that we are basically choosing some validators, some nodes, right? So Polkadot, for example, has 297 active nodes, and these are nodes that every day basically they work, they produce these blocks on the Polkadot relay chain, and by nominating, we are helping these nodes to become active, right? Because actually the node has much more than 297. There are basically 1,000, right? But
yeah,
not all these 1,000 nodes they're active every day. And why is not? It's because only the nodes that have a large stake they go to the active set. And also, the system makes sure that across all these 297 nodes that become active every day, the stake between these nodes is as less variable as possible. So basically, the stake is the same across all these nodes. And where is this stake coming from, right? Because now we can see there are like 2.3 million dots on each of these active nodes. It's a lot of funds. Where it's coming
yeah,
from are coming from the nominators. The nominators are network participants that they don't necessarily run a node. They don't have like technical, like maybe knowledge of running a node themselves, but they help validators. They help nodes to get active by staking, by bonding their funds with them. There is this minimum active bond that now is, let's say, 500 dot, right? And denominators that are able to bond more than the minimum active bond will uh, will be active, right? Because the system only takes the first 22,500 nominators by stake, basically, and these 22,500 nominators will help the 297 validator to get the active set, right? So the system is keeping these 22,500 nominators that have bonded basically more than 500 dot.
yeah,
Okay. So in this view, the nomination pool behaves like one nominator. The pool creator basically does the nomination work for all the members by
yeah,
setting up the pool and choosing the nodes. He basically the whole like nomination pool account from the eyes of the system is basically one single nominator that has all the funds from all the pool members. So if we want to nominate here, we just click on nominate, And there will be a step-by-step uh, guide to nominate. So we click on Start Nominating. We can choose the funds, the rewards, how they will be, how they will behave. They can be a compound system where basically every day the rewards will go and be piled up to the bonded amount. So we will increase the amount that is bonded. Basically, we will put the rewards back to work, right?
Yeah.
And to your account, it means that will be as a free balance. So it will be sent to your account, but will not be bonded. And then you can choose what you want to do. You know, you can choose if you want to bond, again, or you want to send it to another account. You can do whatever you want, or to another account. You can send the rewards to an account that you like, right? Not necessarily the account that you're using to stake.
Yeah.
In this simple example, we will just leave it on compound. We click on continue. Then to nominate, remember you need to choose like some nodes, and here the dashboard already gives you some automatic selection. For example, optimal selection will select a mix of majority active and inactive validator. Active low commission, which basically we select active nodes with low commission. And from favorites, you can have a favorites list, and a manual selection, you can just pick up manually the single validator that you
If
like.
you only
And
support certain validators and you want to support them and stake with them.
exactly, yeah. So optimal selection here, you can see it creates the selection. You can regenerate, and it will sample different nodes. This is one thing. On Polkadot, you can see like more variability. I think also on Kusama, the minimum commission has been set to 10, if I'm not
Yeah, exactly.
mistaken.
There was an upgrade recently where they set them to 10 as a minimum. But you can see
Yeah,
one of them has 15 there, for example, start to max stake. So you just got to be careful there who you stake with, because sometimes you end up paying a bit more in commission and getting less rewards. So,
yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, this is the optimal selection. We can also see another type of selection. Here you can see that they're all active. If you're not here, these nodes are actively producing blocks in the current era. And if we go back to the optimal selection, you can see that some are active, but some are, you can see they're waiting. So basically, some of these two nodes here are not currently producing blocks. If we go from favorites, we don't have anything from favorites, but we can go under validators here, and we can like some of this. Here there is a heart, and this will be added to the favorites list. So if we go back, the dashboard also show in the process of nominating how much you have done. Here we have 33% currently. Um, the step process we didn't finish, so we can go back, and in the favorites list we can see that now we have added some nodes. And manual selection, it will basically choose. We can choose from add from favorites, or we can add an active validator, a random validator. You can choose. Here we just put optimal selection. Then we click on continue. In here we have to choose how much we want to bond, and you can see here there is like a bar, a progress bar, where we can nominate. The minimum amount is 0.1 KSM to nominate,
yeah.
and in order to be active, 0.1 KSM is enough.
Yeah.
So if we put 0.05 or 0, we can see the bond amount must be at least 0.1 KSM. So the dashboard is telling us that this is not enough because we have 22,500, right? You have to think
Yeah.
that the nominators that will enter, that will help the nodes to get active. The number of these nominators is limited. There are
Um,
22,500, right? So depending on how much these 22,500 nominators are willing to bond, then the minimum active bond will change. For example, if all these people will bond 0.1 KSM, then it's not a big deal, or like one dot, right? But if there are people that are starting to bond a lot of tokens, and this will change the minimum,
Okay, I
required.
understand. I
The
understand. But
minimum,
is this minimum requirement already existing on Kusama as well? Is it the same? Is it 20 something thousand, or is it bigger or smaller?
I believe it's similar.
It's similar, but because there are much less wallets and also less large wallets, let's say, then because of that, the amount is always 0.1. It hasn't triggered
Yes.
an upward increase of this minimum amount.
Yes, exactly. Here we can see that the minimum amount is too small, so we just put 0 0.1 also here, and all the bars here are filled. Everything all right. Let's continue. The summary will show us what we just did. The payout destination is compound, so we are compounding our rewards. We are nominating 16 validators. The bonded amount is 0.1 KSM, and the estimated fee is this one here. If we are okay with that, we can start nominating. As we did it before, we need to sign with our account. Perfect. We can see now we are active nominating. So we are basically a solo nominator. We are nominating ourselves, but we are also a member of a pool. If we go under overview, we can see here the colors are a little bit weird, but it basically gives us a summary of the tokens that we are using for nominating, and the token that we are using in a pool, and the tokens that are we are not, that are free and they're not in staking.
Yeah.
So 0.1 KSM in a pool, 0.1 KSM nominating, and that's it basically.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah, that's how you stake. We didn't forget about Polkadot JS. So we go back under staking, and we go under accounts, and we will see our account displaying here. And this is a stashed account. We are nominating, and we can see here. This is our nodes that we nominated, right? This is the bonded amount, but we can also click on pooled, and we can see that we are a member of a pool. The pool is this one here. We can see the nomination of the pool right there. We can have, we can bond more funds. We can unbond funds. We cannot withdraw anything right now because we don't have anything that is claimable right now.
Yeah.
But we can see what we just did on the dashboard is basically reflects on the Polkadot JS user interface, right? I mean, these are just a way of representing what we just did on chain.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see it here as well.
Yeah, I didn't know about that limit. So now that explains to me why this amount keeps on increasing each time. Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, basically, like the struggle are the accounts that are at the tail, that are at the end of this 22,500,
Exactly.
right?
You
It
need to
is
become a
important also.
whale slowly. Slowly, you need to become a whale. But
Yes, I mean,
do you think this can be manipulated as well by the larger holders?
no.
It's
The
not
minimum active,
manipulated.
the minimum active bond is, is mostly decided by the accounts that are at the tail
Yeah.
of the 22,000. You have a few accounts that are very big, right?
Yeah.
So you have not many accounts that are big, okay? And you have a lot of accounts, right? That they have less bonded, right?
And they have to
And this
fight all the time in order to make sure that they stay in those 22,500. Yep. I understand.
exactly these accounts are at the end. Yeah, the problem
It's like a
is,
race. It's like
so,
playing a race with 22,500 people. And you need to make sure that you are always in that position. If you drop below that position, you become inactive. So that's the best way to
yes,
explain it. Yeah.
yes, it's also like this goes a little bit more in detail, but these 22,500 accounts, they're put inside bags, right?
Yeah.
There is this list of bags, and each bag contains accounts that have bonded between one, one amount and one amount. For example, bag one from 10 KSM to 5 KSM, bag two from less than 5 KSM to 1 KSM.
Yeah.
So these bags contains these accounts. Okay, so you have many bags that contains these 22,500 accounts.
Hmm.
But within each bag, interesting, within each bag, the accounts are not ordered by stake. Imagine you are at the tail of this bag. Okay, imagine you are basically at the end. You don't bond a lot. No, let's say you bond, 520 dots.
Yeah.
Okay,
To
and you are
qualify.
at the and you are like at the end of in the last bag. Like, so the problem is that your account will be added and will be at the end, of that bag, even if before you there are accounts that have 510, or let's say that bag holds account between 500 and 520, and you bonded 520, you will be at the end, even if before you there are like accounts of 500,
Because
dots,
you are the last
501,
one. Because you are the last one to stake.
because you are the last one to stake. Okay,
Okay.
so in order to move your account, you need to like issue an extrinsic, move in front of, in order to put your account, in front of an account that has less stake than you.
Wow,
And
interesting.
the problem is that there is this battle. There are people that are not moving up their account. So that's why, for example, if the minimum active bond is 509 and you bond 520, you might not receive rewards. Okay, because you need to move your account and you are in the last bag. That's the problem, right?
Okay, I have a
So
question now. Is it possible to show us how to do this on the staking dashboard or only on Polkadot JS?
no, this is you can do this only on the Polkadot JS.
Okay. Do you know how to do
So
it?
So basically here, if you go under bags, okay, we can see now we are staking, okay, and our bag is the bag that has balance between zero point 0.1 and 0.08, okay, because we bonded 0.1, we are in a bag that has all the accounts that are very close to zero point 0.1. So this is the bag that has all the accounts between 0.08 and 0.101, okay.
Yeah.
So this is our bag. We can also see like different bags. I mean, here there are all the bags, right? You can see from big, very, very big bags, right? And down to like very, very small bags. And here, look at this, move up 429. So because we joined this bag late, right? There are so many accounts before us that have less bonded amount than us. So we have all the rights to jump and put ourselves before all these accounts. Okay,
Makes sense.
so this is what happens here. Like if you are in the last bags and you join this bag late, you might not earn the rewards just because you join you join the staking very late,
Late.
right?
Yeah, I understand.
So here you just click on move up, and we sign and submit, and we can see that this has been successful, and now everything should be all right. We can go under my bags. This is really like a really picky thing. This is the
Yeah.
problem of accounts that are in the, at
Minimum.
the end. Yeah, that they are at the end of the list. If you bond way more than that, it's all right. I mean, it's, you
You
don't
don't
have
have
to
to
like
worry. Yeah, you
move.
don't have to go and check all the time.
Yeah, 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 exactly. If let's say if you bonded, way more than
1,000,
500.
1,000, 1,000 dot, you wouldn't be having this problem.
Yes, yeah, you definitely will not have this problem. You can even, you don't have to care about it, about moving your account. You can also here this icon here is the rebag icon. So if in your bag there are accounts that do not belong to the bag anymore because their balance has been reduced or increased slightly, okay, you can decide to rebag them. So here there are some accounts that can be rebagged, you see, and you can click on rebag, or you can just decide to rebag only one of them and not or some of them, right? You can rebag this account. So these are accounts that they don't belong to your bag anymore. No, if you are in a bag and there are like accounts that do not belong to the bag anymore, you can issue this rebag, and these accounts will like they will go to the bag that they apply to them, to their balance in the right bag. They will
In the
go
right bag. In the right bag. Yeah.
out from your bag. Yes.
Okay, I understand.
But for example, like if you sign extrinsics, like bond more funds or unbond funds, this will automatically rebag your account. This is
Automatically, as in
automatically.
as soon as you sign the transaction and not after waiting an era.
Mm, I think we need to. Yeah, I mean, if you are unbonding in the current era,
No,
then
no, 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 no. My question is, if you go under the minimum, if the minimum is increasing and your stake now becomes inactive, but you decide to bond twice as much as
more.
you had before to avoid
Yeah,
this
you have to
problem
wait.
for the next 6 months or 1 year. So will it
Yes.
happen automatically, or do you have to wait 1 year?
No, you have to wait. Yes.
1 year.
You
Okay.
need, yeah, you need to wait.
Okay.
So, yes, we have seen joining a pool. We have seen like nominating, how we can even now, like we have seen like the bag list, how we can move our account in front of an account with less stake than us within the same bag. We also
Yeah.
saw how we can rebag accounts.
Okay, Filippo, now if you want to show us how to delegate your kusama to an active voter, maybe you don't have the time to vote yourself, so you want to delegate your kusama to somebody, and again, it's exactly the same steps for Polkadot, except remember, you have to change the network to Polkadot.
Yes. Okay. So if we go under staking, just to show, we are nominating. So if we are nominating, we can use the bonded tokens also in OpenGov. So we can use these tokens to vote, or you can use this token to delegate our votes. If we only have joined a pool, we cannot use these tokens to vote in OpenGov. Because we are nominating, we can go to governance, referenda, and basically we can click on delegate here, and here we can delegate our votes. Because OpenGov has many, you can see here, there are many referenda in
Many
different tracks,
tracks, many tracks.
right? So it might be a little bit, time consuming to keep track of all the referenda. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you don't have the expertise to understand some
Yeah.
referenda. So you can delegate another account that will vote on your behalf. We click on delegate, and here we can see that with this KSM stash, we are already, no wait, we need to switch stash tutorial. Here we can see this account has no voting delegating activity in the chain state. So this is an account that has not been, it's not currently used for voting in OpenGov. What we can do is we can delegate specific tracks in here, or we can delegate all the tracks, just choosing this option. And we can specify the amount of votes that we want to delegate, in this case 0.1. And the conviction voting. The conviction voting is basically a multiplier that will increase the power of our votes, at the expense of bonding the tokens for a longer time. For example, here you can see that we can have a 6x multiplier, but it will apply like a longer lock for our tokens. And actually, this multiplier will change soon, so will not be more like this. So there
Yeah.
is currently like
There is a
yeah,
discussion launched by Gavin Wood
discussion.
and somebody from Chaos DAO to change the convictions for Polkadot at least. I'm not sure if it will apply to Kusama as well, but definitely for Polkadot.
So here we just choose 1x multiplier, and we just decide to delegate the root track. Then we can click on next, and in here we can choose who we want to use. We want the account that we want to delegate our votes to.
Exactly. In
And
this case, Filippo will delegate all of his votes to me.
here, basically, we can choose between the fellows, and here we have all the fellows, so we can delegate the votes directly here to one of them, or multiple people give multiple tracks, or we can delegate to different validators, or we can just like choose one of the address that we have here. But we can also like put an address that is not you know um,
We can copy and paste from somewhere.
exactly. Exactly. Here, for example, we can the delegation dashboard. We can see here delegation.polkadot.network, and in the delegation dashboard, here we can see other accounts that you know they are up for and actively voting for on behalf of other people. I mean, I will not go too much in depth in the delegation dashboard. There is a video dedicated about how to use it. It's limited in the sense that you cannot use conviction voting in the delegation dashboard, and it also will delegate all the tokens that you have, available for voting. You can click on one of these profiles. You can copy the address and you can paste it in here. But here, just we will choose to delegate, I don't know, to Sean, and then we click on delegate, and then we just need to sign. All right, if you go back to the delegate here, we can see that with our stash tutorial, we are actively delegating the root track. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is basically how you delegate using Polkadot JS. But it's important to understand that this delegate functionality here is just to delegate. It's not to modify your delegation, and it's not to undelegate. If you want to modify your delegation and undelegate, you need to specifically submit an extrinsic to the extrinsic tab. So it's not possible to do this in here. So, for
Yeah.
example, if we want, to undelegate the root track, okay, we just simply go to developer extrinsic, select the account that we use for delegation, stash tutorial. Then we need to select the conviction voting palette here. Then we select the undelegate function. The class is the zero because this is
The
the
root
ID of the track.
track
Yeah,
class. Yeah.
is the track exactly. We submit this, sign and submit, sign transaction. All right. If we go back to governance, referenda, delegate, we can see zero votes here. Okay. We are not delegating anymore. So from now on, the countdown of the lock will start because we chose conviction voting 1x. We have 7 days, seven
Yeah.
days of locking period. This 7 days of locking period starts when we undelegate. So
Yeah.
as long as we delegate, this this countdown will never start. So we need really to undelegate the tracks in order to basically start this countdown of the lock. And after
Yeah.
7 days, we can unlock.
And there is
And to
something else I want to add there. So when you delegate to multiple tracks, the fee also increases. At least in the case of Polkadot, you have to pay a bigger fee to delegate to multiple tracks, whereas if you only do it with one, it's going to be a very small fee.
yes, exactly. This is because it's a batch call. So
Correct.
you are putting multiple calls in one single transaction, and that transaction will be a little bit more expensive depending on how many tracks you are delegating. If you're delegating all 15 tracks, then yeah, it can be quite expensive. I mean, it's probably more than one dot on Polkadot,
Correct. Yeah.
1.1 or
Yeah.
1.2 dots. But the process is like this, right? You delegate, and then as long as you delegate, nothing will happen. If you want to undelegate, you can do it, but then you need to wait after you sign the undelegate
Period.
transaction. You wait for the period, the unlocking, the lock, the conviction voting lock, depending on how much the multiplier was.
Yeah.
In our case here is 7 days, and after the 7 days have passed, then you need to unlock. And to unlock, Again, you cannot do it in Polkadot JS. You cannot unlock in here. This is just to delegate. You need to go again under developer, extrinsic, stash tutorial. You select again the conviction voting palette, and then you need to unlock. And the class will be 0 because we are unlocking the funds for the root track. And here the account is stash tutorial. So if you sign this transaction here, then you will be able to unlock the tokens that you are using in OpenGov. And you need to repeat this for all the tracks.
I was going to say that you just read my mind here. I was going to say we need to do this for each one because unfortunately Polkadot JS doesn't support a feature where you can add an array of all the different tracks to be able to do it in one transaction. So you have to do it manually one by one.
For example, you can also see that we are not able to redelegate, right?
If, for example, you decide to delegate to multiple tracks, do all
Yes.
those tracks show up here in this section?
Yes. So
They do.
here, for example, we can do just an example. The number 1 is the whitelisted caller, and then the 10 is the staking admin. Okay. So we can actually delegate here. We can delegate all the tracks, but we can also decide to delegate maybe 2 tracks with one transaction. Go under extrinsic, stash tutorial, and we need to select the utility palette, then the batch all function. And here we can add multiple calls, right?
Yeah.
For example, here we can add conviction voting, delegate, and we can delegate number 1, the whitelisted caller, the conviction 1x, the balance 0.1. Okay.
Yeah.
Then in here we just repeat, right? It's a little bit time consuming because you have to repeat everything.
And you have to be careful not to make a mistake here. So you just need to double check that.
Yeah, exactly. And we also need here to repeat the balance, the conviction, and the account. So the account here. So here we add Sean as account we want to delegate to. Okay. So this is a batch transfer. And we will, in one transaction, we will delegate the whitelisted caller track and the staking one, right? So here we just finally submit this. All right. If we go back under governance, delegate, we can see here, right? So now we are delegating the track 1, whitelisted caller, and staking admin.
Yeah.
Okay. Still, the root track has 0 votes because we undelegated. So there is the unlocking period that started. But another thing to understand is that through this tab here, we are not able to redelegate. Okay, it's not that because we have 0 votes here, now we cannot redelegate this track or update, for example,
the amount and the conviction.
The amount, yeah. So in order to delegate again, we just need and do what we just did for the other track. We just delegate again, right? With delegation, you just have to wait for the unlocking period that you have because you delegated. So let's say that Sean voted on many referenda, right? If I'm now delegating to him, I'll be automatically voting for all the referenda that he's voting right now. Okay,
correct.
So basically, if I'm delegating to Sean, basically my votes will be automatically added to all these referenda, and if I decide to undelegate, I will just have to wait for the conviction voting that I choose. If I want to delegate the 0.1 that I just did right now, I just have to wait for 7 days. After 7 days, I can unlock. But of course, what will happen? What will happen is that after these 7 days, the amount of votes on this referenda will decrease because I took out my delegation.
Exactly.
Okay.
This was my question. Exactly. This is what I wanted to know. Okay, so you will actually reduce the vote on that specific referendum if the referendum is still active.
Yes, you can see this with Nova Wallet. Nova Wallet did really a good job in showing this kind of dynamics. and you can see there. So you don't have to wait different conviction voting. You don't have to wait for like the
The
referenda
referendum
to
to
end.
finish. Okay.
No, it's not like that. When you're delegating, you just have to care about the conviction voting lock that you put with the the account that you delegated.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I hope other people will find this informative as well,
No,
because
I
this
mean,
is it's a very deep topic, and it can get confusing as well if you don't understand exactly how the whole system works.
yeah, that's the great things of delegating your votes, right? I mean, if you're not interested anymore in participating in governance, you undelegate all the tracks, and
Yeah,
depending on the conviction voting after the unlock, after the lock expires, you unlock and you're done. You don't have to wait for like referendum. But of
yeah,
course, the votes will change. The votes on different referenda will change depending on the people that delegated, the people who delegated, and they
yeah,
are unlocking. Here, you will see that under accounts is showing that we have zero point 0.1 KSM that are locked in staking,
yeah.
but we also have zero point 0.1 KSM that are locked in the referendum, right?
Correct.
But these are overlapping locks. It's not that we have zero point 0.2 KSM locked, you know. These are the same zero point 0.1 KSM. And the problem is that, not the problem, but if we want to unlock the lock that we need to think about the lock that lasts longer, the
Yeah.
longest, right? In order to get this zero point 0.1 KSM, free.
Yeah, so this was it from today's tutorial. Thank you very much, Filippo, for showing us how we can stake using the staking dashboard, but also Polkadot JS. Not only that, but also how to delegate and undelegate your votes in governance. So thank you very much for watching. As always, you can check out the staking dashboard. I will be posting links in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. And don't forget to follow Filippo on X if you are using X for social media, because he does post a lot of interesting announcements there. So stay up to date with that as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.